Hi class, this is Professor Decker, and this is that video I promised you earlier this week in which I would take you through a sample student paper that I found particularly exemplary. As you continue drafting and revising essay number 2, I wanted to post this video to discuss the strengths of a recent essay that I graded. While the student is an excellent writer, I do not want you to be intimidated because it only takes a few basic steps to achieve some of the very same successes you will notice in this essay. First, in a cursory glance of the entire document, you will see that it is in perfect MLA format, and that includes the works cited page. So I'm just going to review it with you real quickly. It's in Times New Roman 12-point font. Every line is double spaced. They have the header in the upper right hand corner, and if you scroll all the way to the bottom, and I'll do that quickly for us, their works cited page is also appropriately formatted, and it's in alphabetical order, Times New Roman 12-point font. It's got the hanging indent, which is this space here. It's the reverse of a paragraph indent. And so it looks fantastic just on the surface level. I posted a video recently that goes over how to put together the works cited page, so I'm hoping that will be helpful for you. And then, of course, there's already another video that goes over the MLA format. Please just take advantage of those resources so that you can avoid losing simple points. If we go back to the top, I'm going to walk you through some other successes in the paper. If you review each paragraph, you will see that they follow recognizable patterns for development. So for example, the introduction, it offers a summary of the selected essay for the student's rhetorical analysis and concludes on a thesis statement. And I want to highlight the thesis statement for you because it is very strong. I like a thesis that looks like this, although it doesn't need to be exactly like this by any means. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it happens to be a closed, stated, or explicit statement. It's not an open thesis statement where it's a little bit vague. They're very clear about what they want you to understand from their writing. And so it offers a main idea that unites the paragraphs that follow, as well as provides the supporting points that we can expect to see in each corresponding body paragraph. So for example, it says that they're going to be focusing on ethos, logos, and ample rhetorical devices. And we just want to make sure that's the case. So the first body paragraph, if you look at that opening topic sentence right here, it happens to be about ethos. And that was the first supporting point they mentioned in their thesis statement. We can assume, too, that the next supporting point, logos, will be the uniting factor for the second body paragraph. And that happens to be the case as well. Now, the rhetorical devices, that's a little bit vague, but they specify it further in the third body paragraph, which happens to be about the entertainment value of the text they selected to rhetorically analyze. Okay, so what I really appreciate about, I'm going to take you back to the first body paragraph. What I really appreciate about a body paragraph is just the basic formula for it. So it begins with a clear, simple topic sentence that just says exactly what is going to unite the content of that body paragraph. And then each sentence that is included after that topic sentence in the first body paragraph is relevant to that claim about ethos. They don't go off topic, they don't lose their way. They're focused exclusively on the content that suggests the author of this piece, uses ethos and perfects ethos in their essay. And so you can look in the same direction or the same way for all of these body paragraphs. So this one's going to focus on logos. And you'll notice that the student's using a mixture of their own critical thinking as well as the actual evidence from the source itself. And so the student is also citing the source with quotation and parenthetical citation. That's where I give the student the most of a hard time here because I think, for example, let's look at this right here, that first quote. Beginning with he lays. This looks wonderful and there's really nothing wrong with it except for the fact that this is a paper that I'm assuming most likely did not have page numbers, and so it's fine that the student has decided to refer to page numbers that don't really exist, but my suggestion is in the future they could refer to paragraph numbers, or since it's an online article, maybe something from our library database without page numbers, they don't need to refer to the in-text citation at all, as long as they're providing something like a signal phrase or an identifying tag before the quote. I'll be able to recognize where this is coming from. If you want to be on the safe side, you could do something like this. You could say Castronova, comma, PAR for paragraph number, and then we'll say let's say it's number 11. Okay, so we could just pretend that this quote came from Castronova, which I've misspelled. I'm seeing it now. Paragraph 11. That would be a beautiful way for you to be very clear with your reader about where this quote is coming from. Alternatively, if this source did have page numbers, we could do exactly what your peer is doing, and instead we could type in, let's say this is page 22. Okay, we'll just pretend. So that would be another great way for you to showcase exactly where this quote came from. You'll notice that I'm not doing anything frilly either. I'm not saying PP period. I'm not saying capital P and then the number. It's just going to be, we identify that as a page number simply by being a number in parenthetical citation. Okay. What I was going to suggest is that most recently, you are working on a week 5 discussion which asks you to practice quoting, summarizing, paraphrasing. And so my suggestion is, I think Noah, Catherine, Sonia, Sophie, Violet, and Haley are all doing a pretty solid job of using parenthetical citation correctly for the MLA formatted document. So if you want to go back and just see what your peers are doing and learn a little bit from them, that would be wonderful. You won't go wrong if you're following their lead. So I'll stop here, and I wish you luck as you continue to finish up essay number 2 this weekend. Feel free to email me if you have any additional questions.